Hello everybody, welcome back to Neptune's Rings. We're back again with Shadow Empire. And where we left off, I believe we just ended a turn and we were waiting for our bureaucratic office to finish. Looks like we didn't have enough metal to finish it in the one turn. So it looks like they calculated the metal gain before. Actually, we didn't even gain any metal. It looks like. Should be more careful about that in the future then. But we didn't have enough metal for that at all, so. Yeah, and we just moved, we had our forces up here pushed back. So we need to reinforce. Actually, we just need to. I don't want to send these guys back up, because if I do, they're just going to get pushed back again. I don't want to send them up without reinforcements, that is, but also I need to be able to explore still. Ooh, that's really... Oh, wait. That was... You have these buttons over here. It shows the assets on the hex. Then it shows the assets in the zone, which is just this... My territory, I only have one zone right now. And then it has public assets, private assets, and then... delegated tasks. I don't really know what that is, actually. So I thought this was another fuel reactor, but it is not. It is a hot bath, though, which gives us population happiness. That's good. That'll help our town, because our population was kind of a little bit unhappy. The workers were, at least. Looks like our cult followers are going up, and our corporate control, I think, is trending downwards, which is good. And the danger level is diminishing, which is also good. So overall, we're doing pretty well for ourselves. We're just, ooh, okay, hello. So it looks like we have found ourselves some free folk marauders. So they're not even like a minor faction. They're just kind of raiders. Gonna move like that because this is, I believe, a major regime. So we're gonna want to try to quickly surround these guys before they surround us. So it's a good thing we have these trucks over here. They'll be able to move a lot faster. We just have to deal with these marauders, because if the marauders come through our territory and it borders the where are these guys? The Hochavia, then they can take that land and grow their borders around us, which would not be good. Looks like they're cold to us. At least they're not hostile yet. At least I believe next turn we'll learn a little bit more about them, as if we actually met them. We're gonna move this way upwards. We're gonna go ahead and meet these guys back up there. I'm gonna try to bring these guys home to within supply range. Oh yeah, that reminds me. We need to work on our supply this episode as well. Go over that a little bit. So we have a ton of credits currently, at least. So what we're going to do here is, if we go to our assets, we notice that our city already has a public or private transport hub. Sorry, can't read. So we're going to click on that and we're going to nationalize that, because that'll give us more truck points and truck action points, so we'll be able to move our supplies farther along. Because if I hit L, you see we're starting to stretch. This is already starting to diminish down to 80, and we're not even that far away. And then these guys, the truck points are going to get a little bit farther, and it's going to start diminishing here. Is that 167 up to 200? Why does it go up to 200? Don't know why it's doing that. Yeah, but it's going to come out this way to help supply these guys, and since these are trucks, they're going to need a lot more supply. They're going to need the 26 fuel, a lot more food. Yeah. A lot more ammo if they start battling these guys here. Looks like they're just rifle militia, so these guys should be able to defend very well against the rifle militia. They should be able to hit them pretty hard as well. I don't have any more action points, so I can't bombard them with artillery or anything, but that would be a good move. maybe. They'd probably be able to get shots back in a counterattack, but hopefully these aren't huge units as well. I think that one's a pretty large unit if I remember correctly. But we're going to start off by nationalizing that private transport hub. And see 400 points and 50 action points after we nationalize it. Just going to drop our population happiness, which is okay because they were already up at 100. So that's not that bad. As well as it'll start, it'll go up again. It'll trend upwards. So not a big deal to worry about. And switches over this turn. Looks like it doesn't quite update this turn, which makes sense. But next turn, you can see we're going to have over double the truck points and double the action points. So our supply lines will effectively double. Fuel's doing fine. Ammo, we're going to want to look at soon since we're defending these, fending off these raiders. And we're going to probably want to think about food soon as well. Go over here and we can go to a workshop. And we can actually produce ammunition here if we had the metal and industrial points. And we can also produce machines here if we had rare metals. But that we'll have to do a little bit later on since we don't have any rare metals. And for right now, we can't produce any ammo, but that's fine. We'll be good for a few more turns. I want to send this guy to continue scouting down south. Ooh, polar ice. That's a nice lake. Yeah, I think these guys will be fine. This guy will be a little beat up by the time he makes it back into supply range. But he should make it with a few troops. So this guy can continue to scout south of here. And these guys should be able to fend off this. And hopefully these guys can fend off these guys. And hopefully our militancy is pretty high still. So hopefully we'll get some new militia spawning in next turn. Let's go ahead and move on and see what happens. Okay. I missed what happened there. Looks like just movement though, probably from this major regime here trying to surround me as well. So it's going to be kind of a race to see who can get around each other. In which case, these raiders might actually help us out. Let's see. We lost nothing. They lost a big group because of our MGs. So that was actually a really good turn for us. Good, we found metal deposits. That'll be very good for us. Still no word gain. And we can recruit mercs and shadow diplomats. Okay. Why are you red? I actually don't know why he's red like that. It might signify that he's well, that's slightly less than ideal. I don't want that to happen. I also want to be careful that we don't get cut off from supply like this guy did, because then they'll start starving. Yeah, so we're gonna need to connect him back up to the road. The metal's a little bit far away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I think this was within our range. If we build too far away, then we're going to suffer the opposite bonuses, debuffs, penalties to our administration because they can't effectively run the assets out here. Dang, words, they completely escaped me there. Okay, I really don't want to backtrack away from this border, but I need to resecure that. And if we're clever, we can possibly manipulate this raider force into going into the Hochavia territory. I'm going to risk we didn't get any more troops up here. So I'm actually going to move you onto the road and see if I can strategically move him. So you can get way over here this turn. Way over here. And he's got RPGs, MGs, and rifles. The only thing with that is he's going to take a readiness debuff or hit. See, which is basically going to affect his combat abilities. So he's quite not ready to fight. He's got to reorganize his troop and supplies and everything. But that's okay because we're not quite expecting combat right now. But he's just going to help hold the line. They send this guy up around like that to try to get around. See, he was trying to do the same thing. But he probably doesn't have trucks. He's probably on foot. So we have a bit of an advantage there over him. You can still move. We need to be very careful about how we move. Oh, he's got 20. He's got a lot of rifle militia there. Luckily, that's all they are, though, is rifle militia. So they're not terribly strong, but it's still something we need to worry about. I can move in there, but that's going to kind of anger these guys because the more we border them, the more angry they're going to kind of be with us. I can move around this way, but then this guy's probably going to cut me off. So I'm going to play this one smart and stay right here so these trucks can get some supplies in for the next turn and they don't starve. Looks like we're getting some metal. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so we can get to here and think about building a metal mining facility. It's got 10,000 metal at level 6. The higher the level, the easier it is to access. And 10,000 is a fair bit. That'll last us a while. So we still have some money. We need 2 rounds. So we need 2 metal and 100 or 250 industrial points to do that. So we're going to have to wait a couple turns until we have the... Actually, we can probably start this next turn. Because since it's 2 rounds, we won't have the problem that we had with our bureaucratic offices where they didn't have enough materials to finish in 1 turn. So next turn we'll be able to build it because we'll have 125. And then the following turn we'll have enough. I think I did that right in my head. It sounded correct. Well, we'll wait and see and I'll reevaluate. But for right now, we just need to hold off on that and we'll try to get that up and running as soon as possible because that metal coming in is really going to help us get our industry started. Not going to attack because, one, we don't know for sure what's there. We don't have very good recon points on them, so we're not entirely sure what's there. This is what we think is going to happen, and what we think is going to happen isn't even a great odds, so we're just going to hold off. We're going to just hold our line here when we'll bring this guy in to kind of work on getting a little bit better recon on the unit, as well as next turn we might be able to flank him. A little red circle went away from him. I don't know what that was. Maybe it's just signifying they got attacked. Don't have any decisions this turn. Our support's down a little bit, but that's just because our people are a little bit unhappy since we nationalized the truck lines. Getting more money, a little bit less PPs, but that's okay. We're getting more bureaucratic points. And we're going to get even more next turn because our bureaucratic office will actually have opened up. See, it's construction finished, but we're not getting any production out of it yet. And we'll get the production next turn. Same with the truck station. It takes a turn for, I guess, the trucks to get loaded up and start shipping the production down the lines. So next turn we'll see that actually go into effect. And we can actually see that here with our preview points overlay. You see we'll have 500 coming out of each line. We'll actually be able to supply this area quite well. Quite well indeed. So not too worried. Even with this split in 2 ways down to 250, like they'll have plenty of supply for now. For now we'll just end the turn again. Let's see what happens. Okay, they're moving again. Once again, probably trying to get around us. Let's see, where is everybody else moving to? Looks like hopefully this guy doesn't try to come in and cut us off. If they swooped in like that, that would be pretty bad. I don't think I fully thought that one through, but it looks like we're fine for now. Although I don't think the Raiders have taken their turn yet. That's okay, because they can do a turn without food. Okay, good. Okay, looks like they attacked. And they're taking a bunch of losses as they attack. So we're holding firm. We only lost 100 infantry, so that's not terrible. Still no word. We discovered barracks. Barracks? Admin level 4. So we got new fate stratagems. I wish I could go back and show y'all that. Can I go back? No. Okay. So when you pass certain milestones, like your admin or science levels go up, you get fate packs, basically. So you get these special cards that cost fate points rather than PP. So they have slightly more, I guess, useful or beneficial perks to them. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to go back into that history and take a look at that first battle. Okay, this is where we lost some people. It's when that massive army attacked us. But we only lost some biker militias, which isn't terrible. I would rather not lose them because we can't really replace them right now. And they're pretty good units currently for us, but that's fine. And next battle is over here where they lost stuff. Our MGs over there held up very well. Do we have MGs in this unit? We do. We only have one though. Okay, so we're going to... They got full supply. Yep. So we're going to keep on moving up that way. We're actually going to move this guy up here to kind of secure this line. I should have moved up that way more. Okay. Be very careful. Move isn't very smart. But I really... Okay, looks like they kind of are going... in a weird direction. Oh no, that's another major regime. Wow. Okay, so we have two major regimes starting right on us, so that's a pretty rough start. So we're going to start moving this way because there's no use wedging ourselves in between them. It's going to kind of form a wall like this. Gonna kind of just do that to open this up, make sure we hold that, and hopefully they're not too bold to just kind of swoop in there. Same with these guys. Hopefully they don't swoop like that. All of these guys can probably do without... Yeah, they can do a turn without food, which will be fine. 1, 2, 3, 4. They're at the limits of their supply range, though. So, like, supply will move down this road, obviously. And then it'll have, like, kind of an organic supply, I believe is what it's called. So, like, trucks will move along this road, and then... like you can kind of think of it as like trucks from this unit, or like supply units from this unit will kind of run between the trucks and the road and back to the unit. So they'll go to the road to retrieve supplies and then back to the units. And that has a range of about 3 or 4. We can actually hit 6, and that this shows our kind of supply range. The green is where we'll be in good supply, where the organic supplies can reach fully. So these guys are fine. This orange is, I believe, they get 75%. Beyond that will be another, like a darker green, I believe, or a red. Let me see if I can find it out here somewhere. Yeah, it's this kind of, I guess, bluish color. They get 50%. This red gets 25%, and then past that gets no supply. So luckily we got all these guys kind of back within supply range. We're going to move this way. I was hoping to get that little town. There's not much there anyway, but it's good that we cut that off so that those guys aren't going to swoop in behind us. You can see we're coming up against some pretty heavy resistance from these raiders. Okay, as for the bureaucratic offices, you can see they have the production going on right now. This is the 50 bureaucratic points, which means our BPs went up dramatically. And you can see they'll be distributed into between the councils next turn. But that will basically double. I'm going to go to decisions real quick. Policy speech. Policy speech is due. The Parliament and your subjects are eager to hear about your short-term priorities. A choice between the following 3 goals is expected. So we can kind of choose what profile we want to go down. We could go down the democracy path to kind of start boosting up that score, which I think is what we'll probably do population happiness will reach at least 91%. We should be able to do that since we only have the one town, and it's trending upwards anyway. Yeah, so we'll do that because that'll be an easy one for us to get. Oh wait, no, that was the commerce. Entertainment of our zones will reach at least 7 points. That one's hard because we don't have any buildings that we can build yet that'll give us entertainment. That's one of those quality of life buildings that we just haven't researched yet. Tech levels. So we're gonna go with commerce because that's the only one I feel comfortable going with. We can probably do the other two, but that will be it's a little bit more risky since we don't currently have the capability to do it. It's kind of something we'll have to stumble upon, which we probably will, but just to be safe, we're gonna boost our commerce. As you can see, it turned red because our scores are not they're not quite properly aligned. You can see this one's going to try to bring this one down and it's way below, and the commerce is going to try to bring the enforcement up. So basically the commerce is high enough that it's trying to boost the enforcement, but the government is so low that it's trying to decrease the commerce. So it's going to start kind of trying to balance itself out since all the profiles they're not quite balanced out. That's fine for right now though. We're going to continue with the hospital for now, just because we already have points in it and we don't necessarily need the barracks right now. It just kind of boosts our, I believe it just boosts our militancy. Let me see. I probably should have looked it up before I did that. Barracks. Cannot see what it does. Yeah. Okay, well, that's fine. Yeah, and the hospital give us like a health quality of life, so that'll be good for us. I think the barracks would give us security quality of life, but we don't need the barracks currently. It's not one of the buildings that like helps you build troops or anything like in other games. It's just like a quality of life and security building. I think for now that is good for our turn though. The corporate controls is still sticking around 14. Well, the cult, I think, is actually staying fairly static for right now. That's fine with me. I really want to get the corporate control out of here, though. I don't want them to be making my population unhappy or stealing our money. You can see they're trying to surround us still. Definitely only foot soldiers there, because otherwise they would have probably moved farther and try to loop around right there. But they're probably also trying to race this other major regime on other fronts, so their units are kind of probably spread thin, which is probably going to help us in the long run. If we have to go to war with either one of them, or if they're kind of giving us trouble, they might go to war with each other, and that'll open a window for us. Oop, that doesn't look good. Why is that hex selected? Okay, no losses, one decision. Water deposits, that could be good. Okay, universities discovered. Looks like we don't need any water. We pretty good on water production. And we have one right there as well, so ooh, that's a massive water deposit. Dang. Okay, so we lost eyes on that. And it looks like this guy didn't try to move and swoop around and cut us off. We're going to just move that guy there and continue having this guy go like that. I want to move him there to kind of secure this so that this guy doesn't move into this square, allowing the major regime to kind of swoop into our land. I really want to get rid of him. Let's see, what's in this unit? This is just riflemen. Okay. If you've ever played Minesweeper, moving around this game can kind of feel like that. You don't want to accidentally move into a hex where you just can't see the enemy units. So he's probably here, I'd assume. I kind of want to move this guy over here to start helping to surround this unit, or maybe even help this guy get this unit under control. So these two militiamen can just control the raiders while the other units are free to expand, which I think is exactly what I will do. Oop, hello. Okay. So that's probably the one that was up there. He's probably just retreating. Hopefully that's not reinforcements. Oh, this other major regime is pretty long here. It looks like he might be wrapping around that way, possibly. Or might just continue down south. Really don't know. I would really like to have my border pushed up against him, though, because if any raiders happen to be in this pocket, they can easily just push into my land, opening up for the other major regimes to move in. Senator extradition. A former senator from Hochavia has been living in the Kuiper Empire for years. He fled to us after his country abolished its senate. He was welcomed because he offered to share his great knowledge with us. However, now Hochavia is requesting his extradition. If we don't cooperate, they threaten to make life harder on our traders operating in their nation. Let's pull this up real quick. So if we do let them, which would make our guys happy, we'll lose some democracy but gain some commerce, which is already being limited by the other profiles right now. If we extradite him, it'll make some of our guys less happy and we'll lose some commerce, but we'll get some democracy, which is super low for us right now, which I'm kind of leaning towards to kind of start building that up. -4 is not terribly bad, and these guys overall like us, so they'll be trending. Oh, they're pretty stable in our relations, but we can probably bring him back up pretty easily. He is our militia chief. Nope. He's our advisor, so his opinion really doesn't matter too much. It doesn't affect anything. This is the commander of our first HQ, Supreme HQ. So his opinion does matter. It's going to give us bonuses to our combat rolls. When our troops are in combat, they get a bonus from the Supreme HQ's commander, which is him. But -4 to 74 isn't too big of a hit, so I'm not terribly concerned about that. Go ahead and do that, and it'll keep good relations with these other nations. Oh, I thought it would, but our relations seems to have gone down. They are militarists, though, which is unfortunate. Their relation probably went down with us because we're moving around. Why is there a red hex there? That's interesting. Okay. Let's see. 191 went up by 47. So next turn we may or may not have enough for the metal mine. So we're gonna wait one more turn before we commit to that. After that, we're gonna probably want to save up to start making some food domes. See, agricultural domes also going to cost machine parts, metal, and industrial points. So 200 metal, 100 industrial points, 200. So we're going to want to start saving for that because we're going to probably end up needing that soon. On that note, let's take a look at the trader real quick. Make sure we can buy a few. Yeah, oh wow, those machine parts are actually really cheap right now. We're just going to buy them out. It's going to take about half our... actually, we're just going to buy 4 because that's all we're going to really need right now. It's going to take a fair bit out of our money stores, but that's fine. How are we doing for money, by the way? Next turn credits. Okay, so we're about breaking even on our credits. Treasury cash flow. Why are we spending so much? So we made 3 credits, which isn't a ton. That's probably, I blame our corporation. They're stealing all of our money. Oh, but look, they built they're building light industry, which is good because that's going to start generating some more credits, as well as we tax it, as well as I believe we'll get a little bit of industrial points out of it as well. That they'll kind of it'll be like their excess industrial points, so they'll send it to us what they don't need. Let's go ahead and end the turn right now, though. and see what happens. Okay, they're moving up north. That's fine. They seem to still not be able to quite get around us, which is good. I did move that one unit there. He'll just move south from there to start clearing this area. Make sure that there's nothing else waiting in this area. Make sure that that's the unit that unit retreated from up here and not it being reinforcements. We'll start sending this unit up north some more. They disappeared. Okay, they attacked. We lost some artillery, which is not ideal. That really sucks. The artillery is quite powerful at the beginning of the game. And it takes quite a little while to be able to build your own. I've gained 2 word finally. That's good. Population is at 93% happiness. So they're going to be happier with us now because we fulfilled that goal. So our word score will go up as well as our people will kind of be happier because we actually kept our word. We can send a spy and start seeing what's going on in some of these other regions, which we might do. So as we have one of these cards, it's kind of like a perk we can put on one of our commanders of our armies, which we don't have yet, so we'll explore that a little bit later. Units with low supply, metal production. Okay, yes, I know we need to get on that. Looks like this unit, probably why we lost some units to them is because they're in low supply. Because I'm a dumb, and I was just saying how we need to be within about 4 hexes of the road for the organic supply. And what do? I move like an extra 2-3 hexes, so that's complete on me. But we'll go ahead and see about building some roads since we have a little bit of extra industrial points. It's gonna kind of build a road down this way, which is going to cost quite a bit. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. It goes there. That way he has a little bit of, okay, that's 240 is what we're going to spend if we do that. And we'll just send this one down this way. 140. Can go 160. I can go there. Which I shouldn't be doing because we're supposed to be saving up for this mine. Oh, that was all the points we were saving up. Oh, that's I thought we needed. That makes sense. We need industrial points for the metal, not metal for the metal. Well, that's my bad. I should pay more attention to things. Okay, looks like these guys are just kind of chilling there. These guys are kind of chilling as well. We're just going to stay here and defend our road. And continue to send this guy around this way a little bit. Ooh, I want that. I'll give us some, I think that's a 1% research bonus. So, that'll be good to have. I shouldn't have done that. That leaves our road open. They're probably going to take that. Dang it. I was hoping I'd be able to move back. I should have checked before I moved. So you took a bit of hit. Move you down this way. Which did absolutely no good. We didn't gain anything. We got a little bit better visibility though, so that's good. Okay. Joe Van Dark wants change in propaganda. In our news feeds, the Union News Service is talking too much about our great leaders. My personal experience is that it does not resonate with the population at all. I humbly request you to allow me to persuade the news service to spend more time on the lot of the common man. Do you grant this request? Let's see. If we allow them to do that, our people will be happier. We'll get some democracy and we'll get some heart, which is good. We want higher heart, which will bring up the fist, which will allow the mind to grow more, which is good. Or we can just go straight up for growing our mind, but that'll shrink our democracy. I think we're going to allow it. Yeah, our democracy is going to start being limited here, but we also got some mined out of that, which is good. Okay, let's see. Now we're going to have to wait several more turns for that metal mine, which is unfortunate. That's going to really slow down our production. 1 second. Yeah, it's really going to slow down our production. But what you going to do? Well, what we're going to do is we're going to be a lot smarter about our choices next time. Let's take a look at this. See, our BP grew significantly at 84 from like 30, so we're researching things a lot faster and discovering as well. As we're producing more political power, stratagems, prospecting more. Overall, just a really good deal. Getting a little bit of money too, which is good. Probably gonna want to start looking at raising an army of our own to oh, that's gonna be a problem. We're gonna raise an army of our own to help explore. Of course, we need industrial points for that, which we also need for our metal mine. So I think we're probably gonna prioritize getting our metal mine up so that we can have more metal, because that's really gonna limit us. Because once we have more metal, we can build a oh, where is it? It's a light industry. Wow, duh. It's industry. So it's gonna be under the industry tab. So it takes 500 metal, but for 3 turns, so 1500 metal. So we're gonna get that metal mine up. But we're going to take this turn, just see what happens. But after that, we're gonna leave it there because we're kind of getting close to our time for this episode. And the next episode, we'll have to really remember to save up for that metal mine, as well as continue to advance around these major nations. And hopefully get an army raised. I guess that'll be our goal for the next episode, is to raise a small unit so that we can start trying to take care of these raiders, so they're not threatening our borders and we can kind of explore a little bit better. It's an interesting line there. It's really ooh, okay, we're moving. Okay, they're attacking us. We're not losing anything, but they're losing. So that's good for us. Not very good that we couldn't see the unit that attacked us, though. Gamed opportunism. Okay, research the hospital. Propose peace. That'll be good once we find minor nations. I think that was saying our workers are, yep, they're getting happier. Our cult is growing quite quickly. We're getting a good public production bonus. Yeah, wow. That takes up. I hope they don't turn against us at some point. Okay, so they're still there. Yeah, we're going to want to deal with these guys in the next episode. Yep, that's what I was afraid of right there. We're going to move that there just so I don't forget, because these guys didn't get food. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I can move there. Ah. That's unfortunate. If they weren't there, we would have taken that block and we would have gotten the research bonus, but that's fine. We're going to stay there so we get supply next turn. Yep. Okay. We're not going to move any more of our units this turn because that's how you get into that one last turn mentality. I think there's a unit encroaching on our land here. I had thought we had that square. But for now, we're going to leave it here. I hope you enjoyed. This has been Neptune's Rings in Shadow Empire. See you next time.